kind of looking through that breezeway. That's what the other end of the breezeway looked like. You got conduits everywhere, you know, all up and down here. You got that looking terrible. This was a storeyard. You got these conduits everywhere. They need to be a covered walk between the existing school and the preschool. And so let's add one. And so that gives you an opportunity to, well, we removed a bunch of the bad conduits that weren't needed anymore, and then screen the rest of it, and then screen the, screen them. So the real goodie to me in the CM method is stuff like this. We'll cover one more example in a minute. So the first order of the building committee we just covered, really spend some time defining the problem. Don't spend a lot of money solving the wrong problem. Spend your money, really spend a lot of time focusing on what is the right problem. Then you can select a delivery method. You see the characteristics of each one of them. That ought to be fairly easy to do. And then do your homework, and this can apply all the way through on every. So let's talk about what's the homework from our perspective. Visit everybody's website. And you very well may interview somebody further down the line. Make no long sure that the person that comes in for the interview and says he's a project manager is listed on their website as their business development director. Because there's a lot of beauty contests that go on in the interview process. So that's what I mean. When you send out an RFQ, does the website agree with what they tell you in the RFQ? Does that agree with what they are saying to the public on the website? And ask competition. Get on the phone and ask. Just talk as much as you can. Find out who previous clients are, who are respected trade contractors, and just ask them a bunch of questions. And pick the right size contractor and the right size architect for the job. Okay, you can pick one that's too big or too little. Make doggone sure that you can cover a little bit more into that in a minute. So here are some questions to ask about a designer. This is you interviewing somebody, a previous owner or something like that. Ask them what their experience is. Ask subcontractors about a designer. How complete are their drawings? How hard are they to read? Because I can tell you if those plans are hard to follow, the prices don't go up. And so ask how hard are their drawings to follow. How are mistakes handled? If you were looking for a CM process, you want a teamwork approach. And there aren't any free lunches in this world. And if somebody makes a mistake, I don't care who makes it, if they say, oops, I made a mistake, here is the problem, let's be a team and figure out how to solve it, it's going to save you money. Yeah.
Is it too old-fashioned to say, look, can you give me 3 people that you've made happy in the past 3 years? In other words, you call and ask for reference. You see what I'm going to do here. Have you ever done anything like this? And if you have, can I call your past customer and talk to them and see how well you did?
I sure do it. There's
You
no
don't have it up
question.
there, but actually, that to me is so important. People, they're afraid to ask somebody for reference.
Yes.
They just want to see, well, what kind of experience do you have? Let me see your plans. But I go right to the juggler and say, you've got to show me somebody that's happy with you.
And I think you ought to ask for a reference and then ask that reference of who else can you call if it's not a reference that also would know them.
Exactly.
And
people don't do that anymore. I don't know what the fear of that is.
Well, personally, I wish that people did. It would help our business, I think. But I just don't wish people would do it.
But if he doesn't want to do it, I don't use him. He said, gee, I don't have anybody to call then. I don't care how good you are. You just rule yourself. Is that wrong?
No, that is exactly what you need to be doing. That's precisely right. So I'm with you. About the contractor. This could be to a subcontractor or to an architect or an owner, you know, get their experience. How well do contractors organize their work? Down at the bottom is, for the subcontractor, is the job ready when the general calls and says, come out here and get to work? And I'm the painter on the job, do I go out there and the doggone job is a mess and there's drop cords and junk and trash all over everywhere, and I really can't go to work and get something done? If that's my experience with a contractor, then I price that contractor according to that experience. If my experience with a subcontractor is that when his superintendent calls, by God, the job is clean, I can come in there and I can really go to town. The sheetrock has been examined, it doesn't have holes all in it, or dings, and so I don't have to paint the wall 3 times when I only fit it on 2, and I can go in there and make some productivity. That painter's going to price that contractor accordingly, and that will come back and reflect into the bottom line of your job. So you want to get to that level of detail and ask people those types of questions. You want to find, yeah.
A lot of contractors have what I call the A team, the B team, and the C team.
Yes.
I, as the owner's rep, how do I make sure that you're gonna bring me your A team and not the C team?
In a CM process where you interview, you absolutely want to make sure that the team you interview is the team you're going to be working with. The people you want to be talking to are the project manager and the superintendent. You need to recognize that they very well may be terrible speakers, and so you want to ask questions that sort of get beyond that and really hear what they're saying. So, but if they bring you the A team and then say, oh, we now need to use the C team, say, you know, we're not going to have that. And hard bid work, you don't have any way of knowing that. You got to get who you get. I don't know how you can make sure you get the A, B, or C team. I am comfortable that you can get the team that you have been presented. And you do that by just demanding it. And if you get the B team, but they're a really good B team, then just make sure you get that B team.
Well, one of the things that I do on my contracts and all of them is I have the right to refuse any subcontract right off the bat. So I get them to send me a list of all the subs that they're going to use on the project. If there's 1 or 2 or 3 on there I see that, I'll call the contractor and say, look, we can't use these even before we get the project started.
And the CM at risk method, he has the opportunity to be at the bid opening. You send out a bid package to the electricians, and you can be there. And that can be a private opening controlled by you, where it's the owner and the CM, but none of the subs.
Right.
And you can really evaluate those bids and say, I don't want the apparent low price. So you can control it that way too.
Plus, it's good, with a CM approach, it's good to reuse contractors that you've had great experiences with. And then you can name the team from their construction company that you want to use.
And they
I
will
mean, I'll absolutely, I still love the contractor, but they might not have a good project manager.
Yeah.
And I'll say, never want him on my job again, I
Right.
want this guy.
Usually when you're in the interviews, when you're interviewing different teams, the company will actually present its best people because it's trying to
Get the job.
win the job. So we want to make sure that the focus that you are selecting on in terms of the quality of your teams that are presented to you, and when you award a bid, you want to make sure that that team that is presented and the qualifications that have been vetted by you in the process of your selection is a team that you're going to get that actually works on that job. And a lot of times you'll see the team at the interview, and you won't see those people again until the next start comes out.
And then don't use it.
If you don't get who you got interviewed with,
Right.
or they, I did have a contractor, one of my favorite contractors one time. My favorite project manager left, and he called me personally and told me that he was gonna be on my team, but he guaranteed me that project manager, and that guy ended up being the best person I ever.
And it's just clear, that communication from the
Yeah.
door, that's something already known contract we used before. But that's the whole point of being able to
CM
select C, right?
CMGC
Right.
it's well worth using people over and over again. It's tough doing jobs with new architects and new contractors every job.
We certainly like that, I can do
But it's tough on us too, when that happens too, because you don't know what to expect, you're always in the dark.
Yeah. Now I want to sort of end with a horror story. You know, they always do. This is a church hired some people. They went to a convention, not like this, but where you can hire the church fundraiser who also happens to be the architect.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Really?
that's right. And that's what happened here, and this was the design, and it was going to be done as a CM agency. In other words, the fundraiser / architect / CM got a fee, and each individual contract was held by the trade contractor. When one of the guys on the building committee, this is why you need businessmen on the building committee, when he heard that, big alarm bells went off and said, we can't have that, what do we do? Well, by the time we happened to get involved in that, he called us up and I said, well, I'll go down there as a friend of the bishop, because I went to the building committee meeting, and I mean, they had a 2-year relationship with this guy who had done a great job on the fundraising, and everybody fell in love with him, thought he was one. And they had raised like $6 million. But this is what he grew. We took a look at that and we said, leak, $6 million, leak, $6 million, no way. But they enjoyed the guy so much, and I don't want to be disparaging. But they went ahead and went through the process, and they gave the job to us to bid these plans, and we told them ahead of time that, that's. Did I tell all y'all to turn your cell phones off before you?
I was calling you to remind you.
The real short version of the story is that we had almost talked them into not doing this, but they went ahead and did it anyway. And it came in $2 million, it came $8.5 million. And but here's what a CM team can do. We went from that church to this church. It has 50 more square feet than the original church. And we did go from a 12-on-12 roof to a 6-on-12 roof. And we did, and then that leak generator and all 4 corners went away to something that was, a lot less expensive. But in a lot of ways, the characteristics of the church stayed the same, or was similar on the exterior. It certainly did work in this community. And on the interior, they got everything they wanted. Absolutely everything they wanted. In addition to the job coming in at $6 million. The one thing that it did is that to go from the hiccup to finally getting the price took about a year. It took about a year.
Did the architect have to redraw the documents?
They got rid of the architect and asked me who they ought to hire, and I gave them an architect that fit their personality, and he did an outstanding job. And we got into our arguments over, that's too expensive, come on, you can't do that. He said, I got to do it. We did it, and he was really, really right. He was right.
Can you define me the definition of fit their personality? I mean, I'm curious about that. Can you fit their personality, just what they liked, or?
He really, the ability to listen is not black and white. He could pick up on body language and tone and different personalities within the building committee and navigate his way through to come up with a wise solution. I don't know how to define that any better.
And there's a way to structure your architectural contracts and your CMGC contracts that if the parish is not gelling with the professional, you can get out pretty clean. If we're going like a standard CMGC or hard bid, we don't take architecture past schematic. So by that time, the parish has an idea if they're really liking this architect for some reason. We always hope they like the architect. We hope we're pre-qualifying the architect. And we always put in the AIA contracts that we own the intellectual property.
That's correct.
And so I've had one stop at schematic design in the parish to not like the architect, and they ended up hiring a different architect. Same thing with CMGC. We guarantee the contractor pre-construction, and that gives the parish time to gel with the contractor, and then if they gel, then we'll write the construction contract. Just so you have really, really clean breaks.
Okay, we've got 5 minutes, and I need to quickly go through some of this. This was the priest the day we set the altar, and a few months before construction was finished. But it was a neat picture. The next steps, you've got to write that request for proposal, and then define the scoring criteria. You've got to then figure out who's going to make the short list. In defining the scoring criteria, the experience of the company is important, but most importantly, it's the experience of the project manager and the superintendent that you're going to be dealing with. That's the experience you need to focus on. If I'm a Turner construction company and I've done an outstanding thing in New York City, that doesn't necessarily mean that experience is going to apply to Macon, Georgia, I can tell you that. Experience may not trump passion for your project. If you've got a relatively simple project and you've got a very passionate member of the parish or the diocese or something, in a lot of ways a building is a building, and it kind of doesn't, unless it's a real specialized building, and so passion very well may trump a long list of experience, especially if that long list doesn't belong to your superintendent and or your project manager. Business stability and reputation are crucial. They really are. And then right size the team. A big firm is going to require more overhead than a small firm. They, however, may have an expertise that you need, and you've got to sit and evaluate that. Location, that's not a very big deal, but it may be. I wanted to list it there for the previous sake. But references from owners, architects, and subcontractors is crucial. The subcontractor community in any place can give you more of the inside skinny on everybody than you're going to get anyplace else. And I would find out who they are and find out which ones will shoot straight with you. And I would pick up the phone and ask them any question you want to ask them.
I would also add engineers to that. Know the
Yes.
engineers, consulting engineers or architects going to use. That makes a huge difference.
I'll give you another one. If you've got a neat product that you're going to use, talk to the vendor. Because I'm in the middle of those right now.
Now I'm going to give a plea for fee or whatever. If the building cost is 3.5 to 10 times, the total cost of the building, which is really what you want to be looking at, is what it is. Then the difference in fee, you throw out we compete often against fee, and we want our share. I'm not worried about it one way or the other, but it just doesn't strike me as being making logical sense, because contractors can do a lot of different things that you might not even think about. If a contractor bids 3% and binds all of his subcontractors, and another contractor bids 3.5% and doesn't bind his subcontractors, then you've lost money by picking the 3% guy. Because it costs, because you're paying the cost of that bond. Trade contractors are going to price every contractor differently. We do not get the same price that our competition does. I don't know if it's higher or lower, but I just know it's not the same. And it's how a contractor organizes their job